particular weekend, we celebrate a person, an event, and a proclamation. The person we remember is our Blessed Virgin Mary. The event is Memorial Day weekend, and the proclamation is the gospel from today. But our Blessed Mother, Memorial Day, and the proclamation of the gospel today is a dangerous memory. And I call it a dangerous memory for us because it is a challenge and a promise for a different order in our lives. It's dangerous because it calls us to a different way of life. So if we look at our Blessed Virgin Mary, the Mother of God, the one who carried the mystery of God's love within her for 9 months, that mystery of God coming to life and being and moving and stirring within her, is a reminder that the mystery of God has to be within us, stirring and moving and bringing to life the very presence of God in our world. The mystery of God in us, if that mystery of God is alive within us, has to disrupt the status quo. It changes what we are accustomed to doing as Christians. It disrupts the powers in the world and calls for a new future. And so we remember today that the mystery of God carried in us needs to be brought to fulfillment. And that mystery is part of our life. The gospel itself that we read from this pulpit is a proclamation that reminds us that there is more to following Jesus than saying, I am a Christian. If we rejoice in revenge, in war, in discrimination, if we live lives of anger and deceit, if we live only in mediocrity and only give from ourselves the minimum, if we ignore the hungry, the poor, and the isolated, we can't say that we're Christians. We're only auditing the course. We're not living as Christians in our world. If we are not allowing the Spirit of God, as Jesus told us in the gospel, if we are not allowing the Spirit of God to live in us, to abide in us, and to help us in our decisions and our choices, then we're not followers of Jesus. We're merely fans. The Spirit of God in our lives should make a difference in how we live, and the sign of our community and our parish should be a sign to the world and to our community. Anyone who passes by Christ's Servant Parish, anyone who encounters any member of Christ's Servant Parish should experience that Spirit of God and the power of God and the power of Christ's love. On this Memorial Day, we gather here to remember that the future is worth struggling for when the vision is one of peace, liberation, freedom, and justice. And so we can look at our cross. We can look at Jesus and imagine our Lord on that cross, and we can say to ourselves, how could a man suffer like that and forgive? That's the model we need to follow in our own lives. And so we need to remember that the dream has sometimes come at a terrible cost. It has cost lives in so many ways. It reminds us that we share in a mutual project, God's project, of bringing birth to God in our world. And so these three remembrances, our Blessed Mother, the proclamation of the gospel, and Memorial Day, remind us that our life as Christians is a holy life. And as I remember telling you one time, there are a lot of nice people in the world, but we are not called to be nice. We are called to be holy. God bless you.
Amen.